online.
Okay, great.
Let me confirm. Let me confirm. Okay, you're live.
Okay, great.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, good. So it's okay for me to jump in and share some things? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So excited to have some time with you all today to talk a little bit about some formative assessment strategies as well. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to pull up a couple of my notes on the side of my screen so I can talk through some ideas with you today. So I use the phrase formative tech all the time when I'm talking about formative assessment and digital tools. It's also the title of one of my books, all about using digital tools in the classroom to check for understanding. And so that book came out almost a year ago, a little less than a year ago, so the beginning or middle of March of last year. And so in my book, Formative Tech, I talk a lot about strategies for using a wide range of digital tools to check for understanding. And so just quickly to give some background on formative assessment, and then I'll give a couple shout outs to some of my favorite digital tools to check for understanding. What we're doing when we talk about formative assessment is we're periodically but strategically thinking about the moments when we want to check for understanding to see if students get it, they understand the learning objective, the learning goal that we've set out for them. So we have that learning goal, then we teach into the learning goal, and then we assess to see if they understand. And once we have that information, we're looking at it, we're analyzing it, then forming a response. So maybe it's something we're going to do with one-on-one for one student. Maybe it's something where we're going to change the direction of a particular lesson or unit based on some trends that we see in that data. But the big idea, and this is a big part of what I talk about in the book, is we really want this to be meaningful, sustainable, and scalable. So we want to use technology in a meaningful way so it counts, so we're able to really do something purposeful and thoughtfully. We want to make sure formative assessment with technology is sustainable so that we're doing it on a regular basis, that we have routines in mind, something that feels like it will last, not just a one-off or every once in a while. And we also want this to feel scalable. So it's happening not just during one part of one person in your school's day, but throughout the school day, throughout the school year, so that this is happening in lots of places and spaces within a school building. And so to talk about some of my favorite tools today, I'm going to take some time this morning my time, at least here in New Jersey in the States. We're going to take some time to go through some of my favorite go-to formative assessment tools. And then I'll make sure to share some links with your team there too, so that you can kind of push that out and post that on Facebook also, so you can dive in a little bit deeper. And just so you know, if you head over to my website, which is classtechtips.com, I have a whole section at the top of the page called Free Stuff. And the Free Stuff page is where you'll see a formative assessment poster, some ebooks, a whole bunch of things for you to dive into as well. So the first
tool... Can you tell the...
Yep, go ahead.
The link with your website, of your website.
It's just classtechtips.com. And then at the very top, you'll see a page that says Free Stuff. And that's a spot that you can go to get some formative assessment posters. So I'm going to go ahead and type in just that classtechtips.com into our team chat. That way you just have it there for easy access. And then here is the link for the free stuff. And then I'll also give you the link so you have it now too for the formative assessment book. Let me just see if I can copy that link there. And that's the Amazon link for the book too. And it's in ebook format, which is really nice also. So the first tool I want to share with you is called Padlet. And so I'm going to put these in our team chat just so you have the links to them too. Oops, that first one was wrong. I typed it in too quick. I was excited. So Padlet.com. Padlet is an awesome tool. It's like a virtual space for sticky notes almost. And so what you can do is, as a teacher, totally for free, you can set up a Padlet page, and then you can have students go to your special Padlet page link, and then they're able to add notes to the page. And this might be because you've given them a question and you want them to answer the question. So it's your way of going there and seeing what they know about a topic. Or it might be a place where they can post questions for you. And then it's going to be a spot where you can check to see if they are asking questions that you need to address, that you want to plan to add as well into your instruction too. The next tool that I really love is Kahoot. Now, Kahoot has a website. They also have a mobile app. And so with Kahoot, you can create quizzes, or you can find quizzes. And yeah, it'll tell you if someone, gets it right or doesn't get it right, but it also will let you know about what kids are excited about. So you can really use it like a poll, and then it becomes a way to gauge student interest. And so that's a really nice way to see if students understand something, to see what they're interested in learning more about as you're making instructional decisions. The next tool is one I've just started sharing. I actually have a post coming up tomorrow about it, so it's kind of like a sneak preview. It's called Woot Math, Woot, W-O-O-T, Math, and they have a really nice formative assessment tool for the math classroom where you're able to push out questions. They have a gallery full of thousands of pre-made quizzes and exit slips, and then students can respond, and so you can see what they know or what they understand. And it's special for math because it gives kids the opportunity to draw and sketch on the screen, and it gives them the ability to also use a special keyboard for typing in math responses, like equations. So it's a really friendly tool that I like a lot, and I had a chance to talk to the founder of the company just a couple weeks ago, and she shared some of the cool things that are going on there too. The next tool I'm going to share with you is Socrative. Socrative is great because you can set up multiple choice questions. You can set up exit slips, and this is a way that you can figure out if students understand something. If you want to put out a couple multiple choice questions just to get a quick read of the room. And you can also put in open-ended responses. So kids might be able to write a sentence for you or add a phrase as part of their response. So it's really, for any of these tools, you just need to know why you're using them, right? So what it is that you're checking for understanding, what kind of information you want to get back, and then what you're going to do with the information. The tools aren't going to do that for you. It's really a matter of knowing what you're teaching, what it is you're looking for, and then being able to quickly get that information from students so that you can then make instructional decisions moving forward. Another tool that I really like is todaysmeet.com. Today's Meet reminds me a lot of Twitter, right? It's a place that students can open in and join into a chat room, and then they're able to respond to a whole bunch of things. You might say, okay, everyone, go into the back channel, and I want you to put in one question you have about a topic before we watch a video together. Or you might watch a video with them, and then you might pause it after a minute and say, what questions do you have? Or what's one thing you noticed the narrator say? So it's like a Twitter chat, kind of like if you're watching a soccer or football, football game, right? you're watching a football game, and then in the middle of it, you like disagree with a referee's call and you can't believe that they gave like a red card or something, right? And so you might hop on Twitter and you might say, I can't believe that. That was such a terrible call. And so instead of using Twitter like that way, the way we sometimes do when we have a moment like that, it might be something where you have students respond to something that's happening in the classroom, or a video they're watching, or a live event that they're part of. So today's Meet is really great for that too. Another tool for formative assessment that I love is Nearpod. I use Nearpod all the time. I've used it with kindergartners, I've used it with first graders, I've used it with adult learners. I've had a small group of maybe 5 kids in Nearpod, but then I've also had I've had up to 200 people. Nearpod lets me, I have the plan where I get 200 people on. So I've been up to 200 people in Nearpod too at big events. And so what's really cool about Nearpod is you can push out questions to the kids, like a multiple choice question or a short response question, but then you can also use their drawing tool, which is fantastic if you're working with kids who maybe would struggle to write a sentence or struggling as readers to read responses. You can say, I want you to draw a quadrilateral, and then they can draw a shape on their screen and push it to you, and then you can see it. Or you can say, I want us to study different animal habitats. Draw a picture of one animal you might see in a forest, and then they can draw a picture of it. And so Nearpod also has virtual reality content, which is really great as well. And so you can take kids to different kinds of 360 images, and they can spin around holding their iPad and look up and down in all the different directions. Kindergartners will scream because they can't believe what's happening, and adults will like giggle and smile. So it doesn't matter what age you're working with. It's a lot of fun, and it can be really purposeful, because then after they do something like that, you can have them talk about what they've learned and respond, so you can check for understanding. So I know we just have about like 2 minutes left together. Do you have questions you want to ask specifically now that I've shared some of these favorite tools?
Yes, some of them would like to know if you could use these tools for preschool.
Yeah, so some you can use for preschool. Nearpod, I've only used it with kindergarten students. I've never used it with kids who pre-K, but I'm going to use it with the pre-K group next week. So I have a school I'm visiting that's pre-K, and they want to use it. So I told the pre-K teacher I would work with her kids. So after next week, I'll have tried it with pre-K, but I think it's going to work great because the kindergartners were so wonderful with Nearpod.
Now, this Nearpod, does it work with interactive board, or you just work with tablets and laptops?
So it works with any device that's connected to the internet. So it could be a smartphone, it could be an iPad, it could be an Android tablet, it could be a Chromebook, it could be a smart board. So anything that's connected to the internet, and it's free to use, and then you can pay for extras.
Okay. Now, the age range for using technology for these tools you've listed, can you give us an idea? The age range.
Yeah, so with any of these, it's really how you decide to use it. So when it comes to pre-K, kindergarten, grade 1 or grade 2, so like your kids who are maybe 7 years old or younger, Nearpod you can use with them. You can use Kahoot with them if you read the instructions aloud for them. The rest of them all would be friendly for age 8 and higher. So like grade 2, grade 3, all the way up. You would just do different things with a student who's 10 years old and a student that's 16 years old. So it just depends on how you use the tool.
Okay. One more question.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for teachers that do have a problem with internet and all that, do you have a way, other tools that could also help?
Yeah, so if you are not online when you're using the tools, maybe you just are connected when you're downloading apps, one that you might want to check out is Explain Everything. It's a screencasting tool, and you can use it offline and it's really fantastic. So it's called Explain
Explain everything.
Everything. Yep, and I just typed it in the chat for us for today too.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for having me on today. I'm sorry we had some tech difficulties getting started, and then I have to run to another event today. But thank you so much for inviting me to come and speak. And you're more than welcome to share all the websites and resources too, so anyone who's listening can share them. And I hope that you'll follow along on Twitter or on my Facebook too, and just say hello.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Monica.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. Bye bye.
Uh, Welcome back, learning content creators. Thank you for listening. You could go ahead and watch the the post broadcast and check out the tools listed on it. As Sister Tola Salau, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. I saw Bridget Atamu. Thank you for joining us too. Ifunanya, thank you for joining us too. And sorry for the break in transmission. We had to change platform, as you can see. We had to change platform from the previous broadcast. So I'll be seeing you later. And if you have any questions, just drop it on the comment box, and I'm going to be sharing it with her, and you get feedback as soon as possible. Now you could check out the website for formative technology. She's giving out some free books and some free resources on our website, Class Tech Tips, classtechtips.com. So you check out the website and get the free stuff. The free stuff. She's giving it free to as many of us who are on the broadcast, and basically let me know what you feel about it, and I'll be coming your way next week or within the week. I remain Ashieducator. Thank you very much.